What's up, everybody? What's up? It is Craig Harris, the Pope of Xbox, the streaming maniac today. I tell you what, 8 hours of streaming today. I got it in. Started at 8:30 Eastern time, took a break, did Wolfenstein with the rapid pack math for all the haters and the doubters, actually, including myself. I didn't really know how that was going to work. And did some Assassin's Creed on the Pro. Good stuff. People were able to kind of see what the game was and what it's not. Still no HDR in it yet. Of course, the Xbox version doesn't have the 4K textures or whatever they're going to put in it extra either. HDR, stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see. But both of the games I played today, gorgeous games, beautiful, beautiful games. So, and what about this just broke? What about that news of somebody got indicted today at the White House? Something named Bob Mueller has put papers out on somebody. So somebody's going to jail up in that place. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who it is, but somebody just got indicted today. So not me. So check it out. Yeah, I'm waiting on J-Dub to come on in. He was doing some stuff with his kids. So I came on, and then I got back on, and for a little over 5 hours or 4 hours and about 45 minutes, I was able to do the Halloween Scream stream as I, with great frustration, traversed through 4 hours roughly of our 3.5, 4 hours of Hellblade, which looks stunning. What's going on, J-Dub?
What is up, my man Craig?
Oh, yeah, we're just doing a circle of what happened today. My kind of bragging on my 7.5 to 8 hours of streaming today as my hands have cramped. That's the most gaming. Yeah, that's the most gaming I have done since my literally playing Oblivion and Fallout days. I mean, back in the day, So
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, I had to call on that old ghoul on me to come on out for that. But yeah, started streaming at 8:30 this morning, roughly 8:45 maybe, and just streamed all day. I had a good time. Tired, but yeah, it is a good time. Everybody was able to see these new games and get a look at what some of them are going to look like. So,
exactly. Well, it's a perfect time for gaming if you're a Nintendo fan and a PlayStation fan, man.
Yeah.
Nothing but games dropping.
Yeah, big month. I had Forza. It seems like a lifetime ago Forza came out, but it's out. It did come out. So yeah, golly, GT Sport. This is a wonderful, wonderful month. If you're a gamer, everything came out. So what you been doing today, bro? How's life treating you? How's your family?
Oh, everything good, man. I'm literally just getting back from out of town, and it's been a long day for me, man. I stayed up late last night playing Mario. I streamed a little Assassin's Creed Origins, and I stayed up to 2 a.m. hitting that buy button on the iPhone X. So so I am exhausted.
You have to get into that. Now, the Mario game, shout out to Foxy Gamings. I think did you see his tweet today about he's not stopped really playing Mario since he got it? So,
I'm the same way, but that Assassin's Creed, I have to split my time between the two. But Mario is the game that I'll, take the Switch into the bedroom, lay across the bed, play it. Excuse me. And just play it for hours on end. The game is so beautiful. And I can't believe it runs on a handheld like that. It didn't need 6 T-flops to do it. And it's a perfect game, perfect sound, perfect animation, perfect graphics. I mean, it's stunning.
Wow. Nah, that's hilarious. Let me get your opinion. I talked about this earlier on my podcast at noon. our good friend, Matt's Gaming, somebody, I think you podcasted with him a handful of times.
Exactly.
He's under attack by the Xbox community because apparently he played a video of Assassin's Creed Origins, I guess without the HDR, with all the updates, and the Xbox community is like started going ham on him, and this craziness going on. What's your take on that? I mean, do you think everybody should just wait to see what the full builds are like? Because the PlayStation version doesn't even have HDR.
Yeah, the PlayStation Pro doesn't have the HDR yet. I noticed that. Yeah. But, they're sitting there waiting for HDR. They don't know if it's coming or not. It hadn't been, they're not getting a special version of the game, and that's the problem. They have to wait while everybody is enjoying their new toys on Christmas, and they're stuck waiting till waiting to the I don't know, man. And then it's going to be wait to E3, so attack everybody. They attacked the developer for playing his personal copy of the game. He bought it on the PlayStation, and they attacked him on that. So yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, it was like from his personal Twitter or his personal Instagram or something like that. So
yeah, and they tagged him. Microsoft has the marketing deal. How dare you? It's like, get them. These people are crazy, man. They're crazy, Craig.
Well, I know I got attacked. I was under attack by I say it was about a 4.5 to 5 hour, maybe 6 hour XBot attack. Somebody was saying that something about the 4K textures on the Xbox and all that kind of stuff. And I said, well, let me just go back and listen to what Sony said, because I don't recall them ever saying anything about 4K native and 4K textures on the Pro. Now, maybe they said it and I missed it. I'll stand corrected, but they didn't say nothing like that. They were just more on this higher fidelity, maybe some better frame rates, with that. So, which you got some better frame rates, faster loading times. Obviously, that they were right about that. They mentioned that, and just targeted 4K native game. And they came out and said they were targeting they said they were targeting 4K, not native 4K. This 4K. So
exactly.
I told him, I said, it's silly to compare the machines because one came out a year afterwards, and of course it's got a newer architecture.
Well, Craig, I'll tell you this, man. This is the problem. They are really mad because nobody is paying attention to the X. They're like, look at me now. We have 4K, we have this, we have that, but everybody's too busy playing games to again, like I said to my boy, shout out to Tim Dog.
Yeah,
I've been playing 4K, true 4K, native 4K, and checkerboard and everything else. I've been playing that for over a year, for a year already. You're not, welcome to the club. You're just getting a taste of this. After 4 years of playing 792p, just humble yourself and enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, to me, today, my God, it was like, you're right. It was like Christmas. And were you able to look at any of the my Hellblade stream?
I did, man. I did. And
I did.
I did.
What did you think about it? I mean, was I getting frustrated enough for everybody?
I'm going to tell you this, Craig. I was just like you, man. I was just like you. And I'm exposed because I got to one part where I couldn't figure it out, and I just hadn't played the game. Again, I said I'll just go back to it later. I don't have time for this. There's more games to play. You get frustrated, you turn it off, and then and you'll go back to it later, and you'll be cool.
Yeah, and let me tell everybody that game looks stunning. I mean, I was really surprised. I didn't run the performance mode because I guess it was a 1440p mode at 30 because it's not enough going on for it to run 60, the way the fighting is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but just for me, I was stunned the way that game looked. There was a part where it was when I was fighting a Fire Lord Serta, which is right out of Thor. By the way, if you go see Thor Ragnarok, you will see, spoiler alert, Fire Lord Serta, but I won't tell you what happened. But all that mythology, they were talking about Loki and Thor. You know, I don't know if they brought up Thor. I heard them bring up Loki and Hela and Odin. So that was actually pretty cool. But the game looks stunning. The part that I love, there was a part where it was I was fighting in the fire, or was fighting something like that, and I learned how to block. Somebody, I think, told me to hit triangle or something like that to parry. And when I learned how to block, right when I blocked, a big swoosh of fire went up, and it looked stunning. I was like, wow, this is really a good looking game. And I can't tell you the voices that are in your headset. I don't know if you all can hear them when I was playing, but the voices are out of this world, because they're trying to help you. They'll scream real loud. Some will be real slow in the background, like ambient noise. I'm like, man, this is just freaky, because you're trying to cancel that out. You're trying to play the game. Then you're trying to listen a little bit. And so I'm glad people enjoyed it, because that's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played.
Exactly.
Woo! So shout out to you, Andrew Wilkins. Hopefully you got a good laugh. I mean, and shout out to everybody that watched and people that stopped in and popped in and stuff like that. And basically what happened is I was playing, and all of a sudden the circuit breaker kicked on over here, and everything went off. Like went off. So I had to,
That's messed up, man. That's messed up.
I was already at like the 5.5. I was at the 5 hour. Well, not 5 hours. I think I was at, I'm sorry, I exaggerated. I was at like 3 hours and 48 minutes. So I was about to stop. I was going to only go, and because I was getting tired. The game was making me tired. I was mentally wearing out. And so they did a good job on that game. So big shout out to Ninja Theory, I think, who did that game. If you haven't played it,
Ninja Theory.
$29. It's really a good game. It's download only, and it's not. Somebody asked me during the game would I have bought a physical copy of it. The answer is yes. I couldn't. I couldn't really. I didn't want to disrespect anybody, but I can't really play and talk on the chat. I was trying to do it today with Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed, and I really didn't do a good job. So that's why I took the bird. But quick thoughts on now you said you played Assassin's. Well, yeah, let's do Assassin's Creed first. You said you played that late last night.
Yes.
Your early thought. We're gonna do early impressions, folks, because it's unfair to do a review. I assume you played it. Are you under 5 hours on Assassin's Creed?
Yes, I am. I literally streamed maybe 30 to 40 minutes of it last night just to see what it was, and my jaw dropped. The game is beautiful.
Yeah.
The game is beautiful. It plays really well, and I was really scared for this game. I thought it was going to be the same as Assassin's Creed Unity and in the other games prior to that, with just a different skin. But I'm glad they stuck true to their words, and they stuck true to the story. They didn't have Gerard Butler over there. They didn't have a bunch of British and Scottish people, with makeup on, faking like they're from Africa. So it really stuck true to the story, and there was real Africans there and real people, and
And shout out to the Scottish and the British, but yeah, we're talking about something called whitewashing.
Exactly.
That's what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Go ahead, keep going, bro. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, but man, I played it on the Pro, and those textures were so sharp, man, and the lighting. It's the ultimate way to play it. I'm sure it's going to look really well on the X, but for those of you guys who don't want to just have a multiplayer box only, get yourself a Pro, enjoy, and it's just that good, man. It really is, and I can't wait to jump back on it. I'm probably after the podcast, I'm gonna jump back on it. But again, I just got in the mail. I just got my order, and so I have my the Wolfenstein 2.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna get to that. Yeah, I can talk on that one. Boy, that's but keep going. I'm sorry.
yeah, so I'm waiting to pop that in. So again,
Yeah.
this whole month, man, I've probably spent close to $300 on games.
Oh yeah.
And and so I mean, this was the month of the year. So and we're not done yet. I mean, we know we have some multi-plats coming out. Nintendo has some big games coming out as well. So this has been one hell of a year for gaming. If you're a Nintendo guy and you're a PlayStation guy, you have nothing to be mad about. You have plenty of options and plenty of games for you. Ton of exclusives. Obviously, the multi-plats are going to come, so I really don't try to hype multi-plats because everybody and their mama get them.
Yeah. To me, it's like brag. It's like walking in. It's like there's that one guy that walks into the bar with the woman on his arm, thinking she's the baddest woman on the planet, not understanding every man in the bar that had a turn. Exactly. That's the way multi-plats are to me. I play them. I mean, my favorite 2 games. Well, I mean, think about it: Grand Theft Auto, Fallout, Oblivion. Those I love those games. I can't get enough of those games. So our games like that, Mass Effect. So I'm not knocking it, but I'm not going to brag about it. I mean, everybody gets their turn.
Craig, I look at it this way. It's like somebody's bragging about getting a Social Security check. It's like, you know how many other people get a Social Security check?
Yeah.
Everybody get a Social Security check. You're not the only person. So
speaking of that, the games of the GT Sport that we did the other day, I got copyright hit on that. I guess from the music.
Yeah. And they and see, here's the thing, Craig. They warned you when you boot up the game. They'll tell you when you go to stream. They'll tell you that there's music in the game that they'll give you instructions how to go in and turn it off because there's music and you could possibly get hit with those. So, but
I got 5 strikes. I mean, I took them off. I mean, I was like, all right, let me go down to this thing. I click, and I guess the video was like editing video. So hopefully there's no music or the video's down, whatever. So account's still here. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow it'll be gone. But yeah. So yeah, but great game despite the strike. That was fun. But but Assassin's Creed, guys, and what I did with it so that people could see it. People were like, what about the draw distances and stuff like that? So I just took over the hawk or the eagle that he has. And I just flew that around so people could kind of see. And yeah, you could make out the difference in the sheep versus the bigger cattle. You could make, at least I could. I'm like, yeah, you can make it out because that's draw distance. So as far as being up that high and like looking down and eagle vision, whatever it's called, and I flew over the water, you could see the different colors and the sails and stuff like that. So the game looks gorgeous. They've done a good job. It's going to look, I mean, according to the developer, the optimum version will be on the Xbox X, and that includes Dolby Sound and things like that. If you have Dolby Atmos in your house or hooked up, that will really be good, especially when you're flying with that bird. You should be able to hear the wind and stuff like that. So that's how good Dolby is. So you should be able to hear the wind. You should be able to sense when the bird turns, it ought to make a different kind of noise. That's what you should expect out of Dolby. Because I couldn't hear it in 7.1, but I agree with you, Kratos. Yeah, Assassin's Creed looked phenomenal. I'll do Wolfenstein real fast. That game. All it does is validate why I prefer it to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It uses, again, for all you all who don't know, the rapid pack math. And
RPM, the thing that the Xbox was claiming it was just like the cloud power, non-existent. Well, guess what? There are like 4 games out now that take advantage of that, and it shows you the benefit of it. That's we got the Wolfenstein. We have wasn't it Assassin's Creed or no?
As far as with rapid pack math, no, it was. F1.
Yeah, Formula One 2017,
Yeah.
which I have, and I did a thing on it, and I streamed it and showed everybody. It was 4K, 60 frames, and all of the details and effects and all that stuff turned up, and that shouldn't have been possible on the Pro. So again, it's not gonna make something next gen. It's not going to do anything like that, but it's going to allow a underpowered system to do more than it would be capable of. And even Digital Foundry has said that there's different ways to get to the same point. In Microsoft, they went with brute power versus Sony going with the software and the different techniques to basically get to the same method. And you can't go wrong with either. What do you expect for $399 and $499? I just hate when guys try to put those consoles on the same level as a PC. You're gonna lose every time.
Yeah, and let me ask real quick, because somebody in the chat, I think Andrew says rapid pack math makes the background look better with a question. So he's asking a question. So will rapid pack math make it look better, or it's just another way to calculate? I think the way that guy explained it was you get 4 numbers, and all you need to do is process 2. You're going to waste all this processing power because all you need is 2. Rapid pack math is breaking it into that 2-part.
It eases the load on the CPU and the GPU. That's what it does. So it allows them to add more detail and more effects without having the bottleneck that it traditionally would have. That's all it does.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys,
but it does make a difference, because without that detail and without those extra particles and lighting effects and stuff like that, you would have a more underwhelming game. So
yeah. Now let me ask you, and for everybody who wants to see it, I streamed it for like, I guess, an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, just to give everybody kind of a sense. And I don't know what it's running at frame rate rise. I've never looked it up because I wanted to look at what the rapid pack math was actually going to do. But the game runs real smooth. There's no jerky, at least for me so far. Let me make that clear, And the way I was running it, I think I had HDR running on that game, and so it looked real good. It looked kind of cloudy. I had it in custom. That's when I showed you guys I was switching to standard. Well, my HDR is set in the standard mode. Mm-hmm. That way, it's a standardized picture getting the HDR. I didn't put now the other game, Assassin's Creed, I put on dynamic. I have a Samsung TV. I put it on dynamic because that brightened up the picture because there is no HDR, but it's an unnatural look. That's why I go for natural, because that's what the manufacturers want. That's your natural picture. So that is default natural picture. But let me ask you this, because Digital Foundry confirmed that Assassin's Creed on the Pro was 1520p with 1500p. I'll just round it down and it has the same textures as the PS4, as I guess the base PS4. So I'll give my quick thoughts on it. You guys saw it. If you want to go to see my stream, Not To Me Game 62, just go to my stream and you can see it for yourself. It's streaming in 1080p, and everybody said, the people that were looking at it today, they said in the chat, I wasn't ginning up what it looked like. Okay, that's because it's Assassin's Creed. Like I said, it's a black man on pyramids. Let me say real quick what J-Dub was saying about the whole whitewashing. Now, Egyptians back then weren't that light complected. There's a reason why those statues that you're climbing on are ebony. Okay, that's what Egyptians look like. Okay, they were that dark color. But nevertheless, I do like the character. I like the toggling between the hood and no hood. That kind of like with Shitfire, Mass Effect. You can go helmet, no helmet type of look. So that aspect, I agree with you, J-Dub. The game is massive for anybody. It's built to take on Witcher. And that's the design. That's what you have to remember. All right, this game is designed to knock Witcher off its post. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if we can do it. But as far as what it's 1520p. If you have a 4K TV 62, it's going to upscale that picture to 4K.
Yeah.
And stretch your pixels, however you want to put it. And it's dynamic, so you don't lose a whole lot of
detail, and frames and stuff.
So, your thoughts on it, J-Dub, as far as it being 1520p and the same textures?
It looks. I'll tell you what. Again, when I booted the game up, you can look at my live stream. I was so impressed. The game is so sharp. Obviously, I didn't know what resolution it was in. I just knew it wasn't 1080p. It was so sharp, and again, they used all the techniques that they needed to make it look sharp, where it doesn't matter what resolution it's in, it still looks beautiful. And so I'm still impressed with the game, and it doesn't really matter what resolution it's in, and that's higher than 1440p. So you can imagine with all the checkerboarding and other techniques that they have to eliminate jagged edges and stuff like that. So, whatever technique they use, I could care less. The game is beautiful. I'm playing it today. There's no waiting. I'll give that game, so far, of me playing about 30 minutes to an hour. I'll give the game a quick review from what I had so far. I'll give it a solid 9. Now, maybe at the end of the story and after I beat the game, maybe my score may go down or it may go up. But right now, on graphics alone, it's top notch. It is a beautiful game. Everyone who saw me live streaming, they said the same thing. That game looked beautiful.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's going to get an HDR patch. I assume
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's not that big a deal, but understand, if you buy the Pro version, this is for full disclosure for everybody, the Pro is not going to have 4K textures. It will take a 1080p texture and it will upscale it to 4K. Just like a few years ago, you had upscaling Blu-ray players out at Best Buy. It was going to take a 1080p movie and upscale it. 1080p Blu-ray, upscale it to as close as it could get with 4K. So it wasn't native. Let me make that clear. It's not native 4K. Yeah. It was just another avenue to try to get you very close to that thing. And again,
keep in mind, guys, when we're talking about the X, okay, we have to take every game as a different case, because I see these guys putting out there every game is 4K textures on the X, and that is not true. That is not true. It's up to the developers to put whatever kind of assets they want in the game to, you get some of these hard, heavy games like Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they decide to not put the 4K textures in, but they use the memory for other things, such as, larger effects, dithering and all of this motion blur and stuff like that. So I just, a lot of the fanboys have start running with it. Yes. Gonna be 4K textures on every this and every that and all that. It's like no, it's not. Let's just chill out. Take every game. Again, they said that Assassin's Creed was going to be it's 4K native on the X, and it is not. It's dynamic resolution, just like it is on the Pro. So again, we know that the X is more powerful. I mean, obviously, we know that. It's a year later and $100 more. It should be. But we just have to take every game case by case. Remember the whole Gran Turismo debacle where Forza 2, that GT Sport beat out Forza 7 on the PC, ultra settings, 4K, 60 frames. So again, Sony uses different techniques and software and different skills and talent to reach the same endpoint that Microsoft does with just raw power. So, it doesn't matter what system you have or what game you get, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to look great on both.
And it should do a little bit more on the Scorpio. It should. I mean, we're not here. Let me just make this clear to everybody here. We're not saying it's not going to. We're just saying that it looks real good on the Pro if that's where you go.
Yeah.
I've rhymed. Like, I can't believe that was not done on purpose. That's where you go. Just understand with the Pro, you're not going to get 4K textures. Sony never targeted that. So you all need to be ready. So if you want 4K textures, I'd say either get the Scorpio or game on a PC where you can get everything. So I mean that's best I could but Thomas Hand said they both use visual tricks. Yeah, you're right. They do. They work. I mean, it's a trick, but if it works, who cares? It's adding to my enjoyment. Now, I don't like it. To me, it just feels like if you're going to have that much combat, to me the combat doesn't feel fluid with Assassin's Creed. It just feels like you're kind of out there hanging out in the wind. Whereas at least Witcher, there was some type of technique to the fighting. This one, it's just more you got to lock on the opponent and start swinging.
Exactly.
There's no technique. So or I haven't learned it yet, but it's a different. Everybody's got to know it's a different engine. It runs a lot different. He still does a lot of the same stuff, but it's a fun game. I mean, like I said, my only critique of it is that it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to really sit down and play this. So versus not the Wolfenstein game. And here's the way I did Wolfenstein real quick. I took off the subtitles, and so because that gives it the authentic Wolfenstein feel, meaning that I started playing Wolfenstein back in 1985 on the Commodore 64. So there was no translation for the German guards. Now, we had no idea what they were saying.
Yeah.
There's some German words you learn, like alert and like what their word for that is and stuff like that. But to see that game running like that and with the Nazis talking the way, I mean, I love that part of the game. Feels authentic,
Exactly.
Because your character, here's what I like about the character. Mild spoiler alert. He's got a black girlfriend. Feel me on that one.
Yeah.
So I like that, man. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, his dad used to beat his butt because of that. Yeah.
So it's a cool game. No, I mean, but if you don't like killing Nazis, because when I started that game up, I'm like, yeah, well, it's time to go kill some white supremacists. So, but this is the game that some of the neo-Nazi groups in the United States protested, said it advocated killing them, blah blah blah. So it's a good game. The rapid pack math, very quickly though, it's running fine. It's been confirmed. All these cats saying that, like Kratos said earlier, it wasn't gonna work. It's garbage, trash, secret sauce. Is something that Sony's saying. That game is living, breathing proof. In the chat, I didn't catch your name. I guess it's running 60 frames per second, and it looks like that, and it's holding. Woo! Yeah, woo! Good job, good job, Bethesda. So, as you all know, I'm a Bethesda fanboy. So, somebody's back with the HP Omen thing. Yep, here we go again with the HP Omen. Look. Omen sounds bad to my pocket. So, which took a hit on this $210 of games I bought this month between having Forza, GT Sport, and then these two games today. So let's just say
let me ask you this, Craig. If you are a Xbox only guy, and you see everybody around you enjoying games, having all this, all these glorious days all throughout the year, wouldn't that do something to you? Wouldn't that make you upset? Wouldn't you want to be part of that that whole fiasco?
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy that was an Xbot that was on my channel, and matter of fact, remember that the rapid pack math thing we did a few months ago was me, you, and Wolf. That we said we did that. He was on that when he just left comments like the Xbox community's been oppressed. I wish I could. I don't know how to screenshot those comments and pull them up. But if you all could just go to that one and just see the stuff this guy was saying, I'm like, bro, look, it's not that big a deal. Rapid pack math actually is working. I told him I played the game today. So he literally say, I mean, I agree. And shout out to Jay Fonz, because he said something like these guys actually feel like they've been oppressed for the last 2.5 to 3 years,
Exactly.
But the word that I brought up today was relevancy. And somehow Sony with their PlayStation and Microsoft adding to that with them moving their games to PC in 2015. Was it 2015? Yeah. When they did that, that made the Xbox irrelevant at that point, because your games were on PC. Your other version of that game was on the Xbox, and then and then Sony was selling like hotcakes. So it's all of a sudden you're irrelevant. So the more irrelevant they got, the more noise they made.
Yeah.
So yeah. Tim, like you said, and shout out to Tim Dog. Like you said to him on Twitter, when Tim Dog said something, I'm paraphrasing. This is no dog out on him. When he said something about Cuphead released 1 week and Forza 7 released the next week, great time to be an Xbox gamer. And you said something like, we've been getting that all year.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, welcome to the club. Where have you been? I mean, again, there's just a huge backlog on the the Sony side of things, and at some point even Nintendo. So
yeah. And I mean, because remember how Sony's year started, guys. You had Last Guardian, followed by Gravity Rush 2, followed by MLB The Show. I mean, that's the way everything was hitting. It was boom, 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 all those JRPGs coming out, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, all that was on top of each other. That all was in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, then the whole Final Fantasy stuff.
Yeah, Final Fantasy, the patch got a patch, finally, it's and and again, Final Fantasy, that was actually a fun, underrated. Yeah, underrated the way that game played.
Kingdom Hearts, that came out. Yeah,
and you're right. I forgot about that. Nier Automata, Neo, all that. Of course, Mass Effect was Squares in there. I didn't care for it, but it came out. It was out. So so it's all that was within the first 100 days. Of the year, and everybody was like, my God, we got all these games to play. So, and they were all good games. Persona 5, I'm trying to get that for Black Friday with Nier Automata. I got Nier here. I just have not been able to get to it. It's been sitting here for 2.5 months. So got that around my birthday. But we had Uncharted, Lost Legacy, and another thing, this is for all you Xbox guys, Xbox X owners only. If you're gonna buy Madden, do not do the don't do the this roster update. Don't do that update, because then you're gonna miss out on Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco. There's a couple other players that got suspended and hurt. They won't be in your game, and your season is 9 weeks in. So the season is already like 60. I guess that's what 58. Yeah, 58% done. So congratulations, you're getting the game 58%. The season's almost over. Nor can you do fantasy draft accurately, because it's going to screw it up. So I'm just letting you guys know that off the top. So let's move to Mario, J-Dub, because J-Dub got Mario. So break that down for us on what you think about that, and is it everything you thought it was going to be?
Okay, so after I played the Assassin's Creed, after I did that stream, I said, all right, everybody, I'm going to sleep. Man, I went ahead and booted up my Switch, laid in the bed, and from the beginning, Craig, I'm not going to lie, from as soon as you see the first screen all the way to once you get in the gameplay, man, it is top notch. And I cannot fathom how they were able to do that on a measly 1 teraflop handheld. But the guys defied logic, and again, true developers and true people that are dedicated to gaming will find a way to do more with less. And so again, it doesn't take all these teraflops to give you a great experience and great graphics. I will pin Mario Odyssey against any console game and it'll hold its own. That game is so beautiful. The animation, the motions, the effects that they have. I mean, it's Mario, the best Mario of all time to me, and to everybody else in large numbers used to be Mario 64. And that has changed. That has changed. This Mario Odyssey is the definition of a system seller and one of the greatest games of all time. I haven't even beaten the game yet, but what I've played so far, and given the track record of Nintendo and what they've done with the Mario IP, the game is gorgeous. I mean, you just have to see it. You have to see it with your own eyes. Like, if you thought Zelda was beautiful and done really well and a masterpiece, I mean, this Mario just takes it to a whole nother level. And we just don't see games like this anymore. And I'm glad Nintendo is sticking to who they are and not trying to face the power and they're trying to chase what Sony and Microsoft are doing. They're staying in their own lane and they're delivering content, and man, it's a great time to be a Nintendo gamer.
Yeah, and GameSpot, they declared it the crown jewel of the Switch, hands down.
It is.
They said it blows everything else away, including Super Mario. It was Sunshine, which is my favorite Mario game.
Yeah,
and they said it makes that look stupid. And I'm like, wow, if it's that good, then yeah. And shout out to Foxy Gaming's UK, because he tweeted earlier it's his game of the year. He said it ain't even close at this point. And but to answer your question on how they do it, it's first party devs.
Yep.
And you said it, and I've said it, and shout out to Worry Ward because he said it. First party devs are going to get the most orange, squeeze juice out of that orange. So I mean, and Nintendo's proving that power isn't this thing that a lot of cats thought it was. I just think it was a crutch that the Xbox community used because people weren't buying their games, and not even they were buying. They weren't buying their own damn games. So, but Eurogamer, that's the one. Eurogamer.net, Digital Foundry. That's their review of. It was good, but it was familiar, but it was still very good. Okay, so they enjoyed it, and Wolfenstein 9 out of 10 early reviews coming in from GameSpot, and I actually trust GameSpot because they just kind of reviewed and they get out, But yeah, 9 out of 10 on Wolfenstein. Guys, look, this is when people kind of made fun of me in my own chat saying that I was crazy to buy Wolfenstein instead of Call of Duty. Nah, fam. Nah, you ain't played Wolfenstein. That is Nazi Germany won World War II. You are fighting in a resistance force against the Nazis, which went ahead and used all their technology. That's why you're seeing the people are like, well, how come they're armored like they are and stuff like that? Well, that's because instead of the United States nuking Japan or atomic bombing Japan, Germany did that to the United States. So they did it to 4 cities: New York, DC, think one in mid-America, I think it was Nebraska. The Lincoln, Nebraska, because it was named after Lincoln, and then a city in California, Los Angeles, all got nuked in this timeline. So, got the atomic bomb dropped on them. So, so yeah, somebody said I was smart to buy Wolfenstein. Yeah, I can't buy nothing. I would love to go buy something else, but I can't. I can't afford it. So,
exactly.
Because I bought like 5 games this month, and it's kind of like 5 times 60. Do the math. Do the math, man. As they would say.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm about to enjoy this bad puppy. So, and again, I mean, what better pleasure than killing some Nazis? I mean, it's the good old tried and true fashion that's been like that since the 80s. So,
yeah, and not only that, but the game starts out, mild spoiler, you're in a wheelchair, and it actually gave me man, they could actually do a game where you're in a wheelchair shooting, because that's what I was doing earlier this morning. If you see me going around, I wasn't on some type of go-kart or anything. The guy is in a wheelchair. So as Stephen King said, he went with Assassin's Creed. Yeah, you can't go wrong either way. I mean, it's not like we're saying buy this or else. All three of these games are real good. So Star Wars Battlefront, I mean, I'm going to buy it, but it's got a lot to live up to, especially after this Wolfenstein. As far as the shooting, it's Star Wars though. So, but yeah. So J-Dub, what do you think about somebody asked here about Paris Gaming Week, which actually has been almost been forgotten about.
Man.
So they're talking about what?
When I saw Sony tweet out E3 was just half the show, this is the continuation, then I was like, oh man, that we got some treat coming on. They're gonna have 7 new games that was previously unannounced. They're gonna talk about, and see, I was on the assumption that they were gonna wait and save everything for PSX, but I'm starting to think that they are going to start early this year with they're going to try to drop that information before the X drops to get people, to get people talking about that and taking their minds off of the X, and letting people know, hey, we got even more than what we showed you. So man, I'm going to tell you, man, games will win minds. Hardware will make people stand up and look. But games will win minds, because at the end of the day, we play games. We don't play hardware. The hardware is nice. It gives developers, more tools to more power to use their tools. But at the end of the day, look with a masterpiece that Mario has done. I mean, I just got through talking about that. Look what that game has done on 1 teraflop. Look what GT Sport did on 4.2 T-flops. It beat a PC version of Forza 7 with Ultra. Look what games like Horizon Zero Dawn, arguably the best looking game on the planet, bar none. So again, man, this November, NPD is going to be a hard one to call, man. It's really going to be hard to call.
Well, I just got to, if that Mario game is as good as they're talking, I would have to say the Switch gets out in front. But I'm not gonna lie. Hellblade came out in August, but it's one of the best looking games I've played. It is eerie, and it's somebody who's in the medical field. The way they handle her psychosis, in the headset when you're hearing the voices, that's what people have said it's like. They said it's like, you have one voice in your head telling you not to do something. You have another voice. It's like personalities, except they're in your head. They're in your head, and you're not acting them out. It's weird. I mean, and it felt weird trying to play and them saying "look out" and "watch behind you," and there would be nothing there. And sometimes there was something there. It was crazy, man. It was eerie.
Yeah,
I'm glad people got entertained. What 7 games do you think? Because it's supposed to be new games. It says 7 new games and not 7 remasters, or 7 new games.
7 new games. I don't know, and that's the most exciting part, Craig. We already know what they're coming for next year, and none of those games are going to be these. So, and here's the thing: we know they're exclusives. 7 exclusives that you won't be able to play anywhere else. So, man, this is, what I think some more big news. I want to say they could announce what we talked about yesterday. They could announce that they're the ones that are buying Capcom.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but,
or maybe some of those games are coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow. So Doom got its release date for Switch. Yes. I see.
So
yeah, that's always good news. So.
Yeah, and that's a week from now, man. I mean, Nintendo is hitting them hard and heavy. And it's good to see a
Yeah.
company can do that they can come out and release game after game after game after game and not dust after dust after dust after dust.
Yeah. Somebody said if there's it could be a Bloodborne 2. It could be. I mean, I want it to be SOCOM. That's what I want. Okay. Just give us that old SOCOM game back, remastered. I didn't care for SOCOM. I didn't play SOCOM 3. It already switched to Xbox at the time. But I still think SOCOM 2 to this day is one of the best games made. Back in that era, before Splinter Cell, or before those games. Yeah, that's we had SOCOM.
I agree.
4-man SEAL team, so it was cool. So Stephen King, I was wearing a headset when I was playing it. Yeah, they were asking me about that. So they to me the 7 games, I didn't even know they're gonna have 7 games. I just saw you all say that in the chat, and that's huge news. I mean, you got to figure one's going to be Detroit Become Human, because that studio is in Paris. I think it's Quantum Dreams. I think that's that studio. I think it's in Paris. So if that's the studio, but it's their lead Sony Paris studio that's doing that game. So it's definitely going to be interesting.
Exactly. Man, so again, Craig, if all this hype, right? If we get all these games right now, and then Sony comes out and says, hey, look, now we finna drop all these games, and it's like, everybody's jaw is just gonna drop. I mean, geez.
I'm gonna have to go get another full-time job to pay my other bills off, or something. Maybe going back to the store, but no, it's a lot. And when I really think about it, I haven't, the only JRPG, but it's westernized, I've really played a whole lot is besides Hellblade is Final Fantasy. But Neo and Nier, and because even with Hellblade, I was just button mashing, and people were like, "No, you got to slow down. She'll get tired." Like, "Oh, come on!" Sure enough, yeah, she was getting tired. So but I still have to play Neo and Nier, and Neo just got the they got DLC for that, and of course hell, next week, besides the X dropping, is the Horizon Zero Dawn. They're dropping their DLC. That seems to be getting lost in the shuffle there. Nobody's talking about my girlfriend Aloy, but that's good. I have her all to myself now. So, but nobody's talking about that. So it's Quantum Dream. Okay, it's Quantic Dream. Okay.
Have you noticed this too, Craig? This year, man, with the games, you had 8, which was a female character. You had the Uncharted Lost Legacy female character. You had Aloy. Sony has really diversified their portfolio, not only with diverse games, but even Gravity Rush, with having women, starring in games. Sony is not scared to push the mold and make things different, and people don't even think about that. Versus, a shooter. Again, hats off to those guys for constantly delivering the content and the great, diverse and a array of different genres.
Yeah. Now, what you said about that, the diverse, that somebody brought that up, and because with the girl from Hellblade, Horizon Zero Dawn, the young ladies, both the women from Uncharted, the lead character in the Star Wars game is female. Yeah, you're right. Now the Star Wars game is that's multi-plat, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. And 4 or 5 different kind of personality types. They're not the same. Everybody said the girl in Hellblade looked like Aloy. I'm like, not really. I mean, I guess there's some similarities because of the motion capture, but she moves differently. Aloy is heavier, and she has buoyancy when she walks. I mean, her weight counts. That's that decimate. Her weight, was counting against her. And Hellblade, it's not as much of that. It's more it's not physics based in the sense that the sword is almost as big as she is, blah blah blah. Typical JRPG, you know. But yeah, it's different games, and I can't wait to see the Star Wars game, because that character, she looks good in real life. I don't know if you all don't know who this is. I mean, this chick is fun, you know. So, I mean, you know, she's like, I think she's from Turkey or something like. I mean, but she's fun. She's fun. She's out there. She's the way it should be. When you get up in the morning, you know, when you go to bed, that's the way it should be.
Exactly.
But yeah, you're right. The diversity I do like. I like that the gaming companies, you know, Assassin's Creed, they're taking a risk with that character, you know. So the only other character of color they've had was the guy from was it Freedom Cry, Black Flag, that DLC. Yeah, we've had that, you know. But yeah, so it's good. It's good. Yeah, I agree with you. So they're saying, somebody said that Sony could come out on stage to say we're not making games for like 2 months. Everybody be like, good, we're tired of playing, you know.
Exactly.
That's a good point. So but yeah, Detroit Become Human. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most. That is Sir Planet Spider-Man so far, you know, for me, because I not that I'm not going to play Spider-Man, because I am, but I'm gonna play the hell out of Spider-Man. But Detroit Become Human, that's something I can get behind and just play, you know, with all the scenarios and stuff like that. So yeah. But, man, yeah, it was a good day. Soupy textures. Yeah, Assassin's Creed does not have soupy textures. Not from what I've seen so far. So
yeah, I tell you what, I mean, we hadn't seen it zoomed in 400%. So I mean, again, at the end of the day, you know, we playing it. You know, we played it yesterday and we played it today, and you know, other people are waiting. You know, always waiting.
Yeah. Somebody said who buys a $500 system to play 15-year-old games in 4K? Well, I'll tell you this: Knights of the Old Republic is a classic. It's back, and I'll tell you what: it's back when BioWare was BioWare. There was no EA. This was BioWare at its finest. That game. So, and that game, I assume, is going to. It works now on the Xbox S. So I'll get to that sometime next year. You know, so I can say that I will get to that, and I just think it's great timing for that game because the movie comes out in 6 weeks. So you got that game out. You got a Star Wars. What I see is Microsoft, you know, getting some of that Star Wars win. You know, you got to get that ecosystem, you know, talking about what you got. And somebody said that it's on it's on PC in 4K. You're right, it is. But my PC's not done yet. My Xbox S is here. So I can go back and play that and enjoy that. And I had fun with that game. You could either be dark side or light side. And here's the bad news, though, for us Star Wars guys and gals. It's not canon anymore. When we played it back 15 years ago, it was canon. Now it's not. So it's part of Legends now. It's not part of the episodic stuff that we're seeing. So yeah. Wow. So I guess you saw GameStop got Game Pass. I got a Gamer Pass thing now.
Yeah, I saw that. And here's the thing. They had no choice, man. Games, it looks like this affects them more than anybody. This is their bread and butter. They make, you know, 90% of their profits off of selling used games and obviously selling them for huge profits. You can buy a brand new game today for, you know, $59, and tomorrow they'll give you, you know, $19 on it, $7 on it. And you know, it's a viable business because they're in business. And so people take that credit. People go and do that. And it's crazy, man. You know, I'll keep it before I come off of it like that. So until another company comes out with a different method that gives you higher credit and stuff like that, then they're going to be there. But I see Microsoft trying to put them out of business with this whole Game Pass thing. And it's like, hey, you know, once they're able to implement a digital trade-in type system and give you decent enough money back, I can see GameStop going out of business.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and I've told people you can see why they're jumping for the Xbox X, because if it does all this backwards compatibility, it keeps GameStop relevant, because that's the first place you're going to go to for your old games. Because GameStop knows that that people don't want to order stuff off of eBay and Amazon. They want it right then, right now. So come home and then take the risk of somebody stealing it or this whatever, you know. And you know, to me, video games and tennis shoes should be picked up at Amazon or wherever you order from. You have to go there and physically pick them up, show your ID. That would cut down on a lot of theft. They should not be delivering electronic shit, especially this time of year, because people will follow UPS and FedEx and they'll just go take your shit. You know, and there's nothing you can do about it, you know. So.
Exactly.
But yeah, so like Grady Legends called it desperation pass. All right, now they're saying there was a debate tonight and another Xbot got owned. Who was the debate with? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I had no idea. So and if it's an Xbot, of course they got owned. I remember I keep telling you guys, you can't be surprised. You know, they're idiots. I mean, I don't know what to say. They're 5% of the gamers, you know, of the Xbox.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to get eaten alive. So, but if it's who I thought it was, if it's who I'm thinking they're talking about, it wasn't even close. So
look, let's face it, man. The guys who are arguing, right? One of them has no ground to stand on for nothing. They've taken 4 years of L's, and they're trying to, you know, reconcile by saying, "Hey, now I have the most powerful system." The last 4 years didn't count. They erase, you know, they're trying to erase all of that. And it's like, look, I'm sorry, but until you start winning some NPDs, you're going to still keep taking L's, you know, and that's the thing about it. It doesn't matter. You got the most powerful system. If people are not buying it at the rate of a handheld or another system, then, I mean, you still got to hold that L until you get some games.
Yeah. Now, Chris Jones said GameStop gave him $200 for his old PlayStation. Yeah, that is a good deal. I mean, I'll just say,
I'll take that. That's a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take that. Yeah, they're gonna give me, because I don't know if you all saw the leak. Shout out to PorchLYte77. I forgot the name of the site. Good grief, was on the top of my tongue, but the OG PS4 on Black Friday is going to be $199.99. So. And so that's the leak. I mean, just take it with a grain of salt, not being confirmed. So it is what it is. All right. Well, I know Alex won that. I don't even have to listen. That's the same Alex guy that got Dealer. I mean, he made Dealer look, and Dealer's a slick guy. He's a slick dude. And he was getting on him, so it was pretty bad. But I won't listen to that. But I'll take you guys' word for it that somebody got owned or whatever you want, whatever you millennials say, you know.
Exactly.
I'll take your word for it. So, but yeah, I don't know what you can debate at this point, Kratos. You're right. Somebody has sold 60 million units. Somebody has more gaming studios. Somebody has more games. Somebody has VR. Somebody doesn't. Somebody hasn't. There's no debate anymore. You know, and you can't deny that Microsoft has responded. And I will say this about the X. Now, when I think of Xbox X, I do think about games. Whereas before Xbox, I thought about Netflix and Hulu and you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you know, so that in that aspect, they've already won, because they did the hardest thing it is to do. Is they changed the what's the word I'm looking for here? They've changed it's not tone, but they changed what's your belief of what their console is. So that's hard to do. So they've done a masterful marketing job on that. But they get thumbs down on the whole, was it super sampling 1080p? Yeah. They've done a shitty job marketing that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me make that clear.
Again, it's because again, you're trying to talk PC specs to people who are not technical. Nobody understands that, and nobody cares. They want to see facts. They want to see a side-by-side comparison. You need to show people. You know, it's kind of like VR. And I'll put VR in that case. The reason it's hard, it's a hard sell to some people because people looking on YouTube can't experience VR. They don't know it, and you have to try to sell this.
Yeah. I mean, why is everybody saying that 1440p is a form of 4K? This is in the chat. It's not. Okay.
It's 2K.
It's 2K. Yeah, it is 2K. So it's just it's still good. I mean, I'm telling you now, you all haven't played until you see 1440p 60 at high settings. That's just marinate on that. Okay, marinate on that. So it's I don't get why people are tore up about that. So I'm trying to see if there's any more questions here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apparently, GameStop, Andrew saying that GameStop is giving $120 for an OG PS4 toward an X, and only giving $70 for an OG Xbox for the OG Xbox. That's not bad though. Is that an OG Xbox One or is that the OG Xbox? So they're going to give you $70 for that. That's actually a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because that game that came out was that 2002 or something like that? So it was a long ass time ago. So
yeah,
they gave you $245 CAD for your Pro, traded in for your. Oh, okay. I was always wondering if they were doing that. So they did take the black PlayStation Pro and they gave you close to $250 for the Destiny Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So damn. I mean. I here's what I know. I just know at this point, if they're going to give you that kind of deal, I don't blame people for trading their shit in.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Also, it's the OG Xbox One. They're only giving $70. That's terrible. That's when you.
Yeah, they can't do nothing with that, but melt that down, man. Ain't nobody trying to get that.
Yeah, wow. The OG Xbox One is $70. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the PlayStation 4 OG is almost twice that. So you all go figure that out. So you all can figure that out. So yeah. You got anything else to add, brother? Or you?
Not really, man. Again, I got the X coming, on the 7th. Ton of more games that's going to be coming out on the 7th. Doom is 3 days later from that. I got the the iPhone X coming, so I'm anxious to get that. So it's been a good year for tech and game wise, man. I think some of the analysts, they have to sit back and shut up now. I mean, the people have spoken. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. I want to ask you about Assassin's Creed because I may have gone to the wrong screen.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, you've got Assassin's Creed. You turned it on. Was there anything in the gameplay part? Well, we set everything up, the controls and all that stuff. Anything on it, the brightness, all that. Anything on there that you saw that has a 1080p 60 mode?
I went into the menus and stuff like that. I didn't see any selections of any different options. I didn't see that.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah. So I didn't see that at all. And I streamed it so I could show people whatever. But I did turn my my heads up display off. I turned the HUD off because I wanted to see, I wanted to be a realistic experience without having any, life meter or anything like that. And man, it looked beautiful. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, I've got my HUD on, but I agree. So, somebody said that Xbox X can do fake 60 frames per second. I see, y'all. There's no reason to do that. Okay, as long as it's 60 frames, who cares how they get there? I mean,
here's the thing, man. Microsoft started the whole fake stuff. Let's not get it. Nobody know anything about a true 4K. Prior to Microsoft inventing it, it was just 4K. And now it's this whole true 4K and it's fake this and true that and all these marketing terms to get around from saying my games are really not 4K, but I'm going to fake it till I make it. That's why they said true 4K encompasses anything higher than 1080p is true 4K to Microsoft. So therefore, I say the same thing about the Pro. If it's good for the Xbox, then it's going to be good for the Pro.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's man, I wish I could have gotten excited enough at E3 to get the Xbox X. I can now say, because of the other games that are coming out, I know they're 15 years old, but that adds value, and that can't be overestimated for me.
Yeah.
So I always look at what the most bang for the buck, and that actually does add. But like somebody said in the chat earlier, those games will be on the Xbox S, so I can still play the same games. But but yeah, to play Fallout and to play especially I could kill a giant rat in the sewer in 4K. That's why I'm waiting to see the Fallout build and the Oblivion build. If they can get that to 2160p or whatever, 1800p, I can let the TV upscale up to 4K. I'll be happy, because I said before, and if Xbox can get the load time screens down, especially on Oblivion, because that was brutal. That shit would be loading, and then you could go and take a shower and come back, and it still be loading. So hopefully they can get that down. And I did see several people say they fixed the 4.3. Now it's going to be 16.9. So did somebody unsub again? I don't know. If you're doing this for subs, you're not going to be very happy. So
exactly.
Like we said, poor Matt's Gaming. His subs are exploding on him, all of a sudden. So, he's an Xbox guy.
Yeah, sometimes, man, a dose of reality. I mean, people don't like reality. They don't want to hear the truth. That's why they go with the fake news.
Yeah. Well, now Ryan just asked me if I would go to a state-of-the-art expensive movie house to watch old movies. Yeah, I just watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which came out in 1977. That was at a state-of-the-art movie house. So that was at Movie Tavern. It's got it has everything, So Andrew Wilkins wants to play you to GT Sport tonight. I'm going to bed because I've got a tailgate tomorrow morning. But he wants to play. Just turn your music off in the game.
Well, tell him I'll be ready for him so he can hit me up anytime.
Oh, Andrew, yeah, there you go. He said you can hit him on up anytime. So but yeah, I'll be going to bed. So, but that game was fun. Calypso horn. They hit me with a copyright strike, but hopefully I did everything. Because I was like, oh no, they're going to banish me. Something terrible is about to happen. And it just said to click on these things, and it said editing video. So hopefully it's edited out, So, but it was fun, and the music sounded good. So,
yeah.
And shout out to, I think somebody said they were listening to the soundtrack on Spotify. So yeah, I recommend that to everyone. I recommend that music because it's jazz, it's
everything. Yeah, it has a great soundtrack.
Spent some money. So I'm just looking to see if there's any more questions here. I don't let's see here. So I guess we're recommending all these games. If you got the Switch, get Mario. If you got a Pro, get we can only review the Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed because I did not get it on the Xbox. So I did get both these games on the Pro. So because I wanted to see Vega architecture. So this is Vega. When you play Wolfenstein, you're playing Vega technology. That's what Vega technology is. It's rapid pack math. So and it's not available on the on Xbox. They don't have it. So. Shout out to everybody who was here, man. Jay, thanks for coming. Glad you and your family are doing okay. Yeah, and I'm ready for a big college football Saturday, and I got to work Sunday. So and hopefully everybody liked my Scream stream. Hit me up on Twitter if you like the content. You can hit me up on PayPal. Sub here to J-Dub City. You know, he's always keeping it locked down. J-Dub, go ahead and shut yourself out, brother.
Hey everybody, it's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. You guys can find me on Twitter at J-Dubs, at J-Dub City 16. Sorry about that. I mean, I got, you know, that. You guys can find me on my channel, the Kratos channel. But I'm always, you know, doing stuff for Craig. I'm always, you know, on Twitter. So you guys just follow me and see what I'm doing. I'm going to do some more unboxing and posting. And I'm even going to start doing some live streaming of riding my motorcycles and cars and stuff like that. So you guys will get a little bit more about Kratos.
Oh, there you go. And yeah, this is, oh man, yeah, Kratos, man, thanks for coming in, and man, thanks for everything. The graphics card, and I do appreciate that for everybody. This man donated a graphics card for that PC build. It's going to allow 1440p 60, high frames, 4K. It does it all. The money, gold chains, and draws. It does it all, you know. So and so I do appreciate that. And what do I think about D-Batch saying that the 1080p 60 is exclusive? We're going to see come hook or crook that game comes out next. The Xbox S is coming. So if it updates November 7th, you'll you know, if it updates then and it says 1080p 60 mode for Xbox X, we're gonna find out. That's all I can say. I hope for his sake he's right. I'm just saying, from one black man to another black man, I don't want to see a brother go down like this. You know, so I just don't. You know, but if it's not there, then oh my God. But it's a beautiful game. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. And but I certainly hope for his sake it does go that way. So but yeah, it's you can play old ass games on my new PC. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'll be doing. I gotta play some of these flight simulators, guys. I grew up on flight sims, and people that you all don't know that about me, but I love those flight sims. So but yeah, so shout out to Jay Fonzarelli over there on that podcast last night. He kept it real. J-Dub, I appreciate it. Shout out to Iron Wolf. Shout out to your brother. I saw where you contacted me last night, but it was like 11:30 Eastern time, so so I couldn't talk to you. I was asleep. I didn't know it. You had contacted me this morning. But big shout out to Supersonic Wolf there for yeah, for what he's got planned possibly. That stay tuned for that, because that's gonna be must see TV. That goes down.
Exactly.
So but yeah, so now he said they had problems, but said it was okay. Well, all right, yeah, Andrew, like I said, bro, it's oh man, we're gonna find out in a week, because J-Dub, are you gonna get Assassin's Creed for the X as well?
You know what? I wasn't even gonna get Assassin's Creed, man. I was just gonna wait and get it on the X because I need something to play on it. And then you know, then I said, you know, I started seeing people playing it, and I said, man, I can't wait. So I went ahead and got it. Now I'm playing in true 4K on the Pro, and man, that game is a beast, and it looks beautiful on the Pro, on the Pro, in 4K. So you know, I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Savage, if somebody had stock in AMD and they'd be in prison for insider trading, you can't come out and say, yeah, I have inside knowledge that something's going to be put in something, because that you can manipulate stock with that. Seriously, look, I mean that's legit. I mean,
here's the thing. This is the same guy that said that, you know, the X was going to have Ryzen and Vega, and he knew it. He knew it because he was, you know, he's an investor and he had the inside information. So that turned out to be false. So you can keep believing it. You can keep believing fake news if you want to, but you know, I'll wait.
Totally up to you all. Yeah, I'll never knock. I can't knock a man's hustle though. So that's all I can say. I mean, you know, hey, look, P.T. Barnum said there's one born every minute.
Yeah,
and you all know what you know the rest of that quote. You know what's born every minute. So. And so, guys, we'll get on out of here. And thank you all for watching the first Scream stream. And if you, like I said, if you enjoyed the content, hit the thumbs up button. If you really enjoyed the content, throw, if you got a little change in your pocket, throw it a brother's way so I can help pay for these games that I got all of a sudden. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Thanks for coming to the PorchLYte. And I think that is Mom calling, and it's time to go ahead, and the PorchLYte is going off. If you go out tonight, wear white. Have a good weekend. You all stay safe. Gaming, plenty of games. Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. Everybody's got games. And if you don't want no games, go watch Stranger Things on Netflix because everybody's watching that too. So everybody enjoy that. Take it easy, guys. Peace.